edit the song in.
This is where the song gets edited in.
Ow!
Man, that
Which
was
song
right.
should I do? The last one that we did, the little.
I don't know. Should we
do
cut a
my
fresh one?
podcast?
Should we cut a fresh?
Well,
should
we've got two now.
Should we do a fat bong rip every episode
Blah,
and
blah,
just
blah, 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 blah.
and just allow the creativity juices to? I bumped my face with that.
It's fine.
So that's for the world to hear.
Yeah, I'll leave it in.
Dubstep community.
Well, everybody,
Welcome to, of course, his man cave,
my podcast is Man Cave.
or your podcast and his man
Hey,
cave.
man,
or-
it's
either way.
It's
we
the
can
show
juggle.
that we're doing. Would you like to introduce our guest?
Yes, we have an extremely lovely, talented, amazing, and can't get enough of guest here with us this fantastic evening. The amazing and talented Miss Kari Kennan.
Hola.
Yep.
All right, she's a lady of many
Yeah.
words.
Well,
Well, I'm just specificity, just waiting on that little, which little vine to swing to in my strange head. So,
but she is absolutely amazing director, actor, and one of the shining implements of the improv community here in Shreveport, Louisiana. And the reason I am giving her such a more lavish introduction than a lot of our other guests is because I like her a lot more than I like them.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's because we are dating.
Oh, so you're biased.
Yeah.
No. So I have to like her.
Yeah, you have to like her.
Right, rock and
and
roll. No matter what,
everybody
I
watching,
like
you also have to like her.
Yeah.
There's a fresh ass whooping waiting in a package coming your way.
No, man, we've been talking for a few minutes, and I already like her. So
Yeah.
well, thank you.
Yeah, no, well,
My social skills have not really improved throughout all of this quarantine business, but this is the way to maybe remedy that. So.
yeah, get you out of the house. At least you're doing something, right?
Get you talking to people where you can see them in the eye. Like, that's the tricky part.
It's like the mom that goes back to work after, having a baby, and she's like, "Oh, I get to talk to adults really for I'm out and about."
And then she scolds them for not putting down, coasters and offers people juice boxes.
Yep. Oh, hold on, let me get that off your lip.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, so I've been, he said you were a director. I had to direct my family this evening. I shot the last of the video for the Next Door Neighbors bit. I should have it done tomorrow.
Excellent.
It's a very short one, but it's gonna be funny. I added something in there that we haven't even talked about yet, and I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it dropping.
Yeah, it's like a 15-second long thingamajig, but it's pretty good.
He didn't prep me at all about what I should,
there's
background information, what your aesthetic was, what your influences were.
Yeah,
I
I like to throw them in the fire.
we pretty much wing all of this. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's probably professional or close to professional is the wiring. That's about it. So everything
the
else,
wiring's pretty top.
yeah, everything else is just we throw this shit together. So don't even sweat none of that. So we can learn as we go.
Yeah.
So I do have some videos that we can jump to if you want to.
Or did you want to talk about improv around town, or?
Oh well, since you brought that up, I was teaching a class at Shreveport Little Theater, and we had a Pokemon themed showcase that was scheduled for March 21st, and COVID threw a wrench in the plans, and so but yeah, I guess teaching stuff is hard. Navigating kind of just navigating a lot of different entities, trying to get a group to gel, and teaching something that you yourself have not practiced for a sustained period of time in a troupe, in the format that you're going for. So
I wouldn't want to do it.
yeah,
I'm having to try to teach my kid math right now that he doesn't get, and I'm trying to learn it all over again. Thank God for YouTube. But I don't think there's a YouTube class for how to teach somebody how to do improv.
No. And it's not just that. It's the
Well,
true
there is.
the fact that everybody gelling together is so incredibly important in improv. Like, being able to pick up where the last person left off is,
Yeah.
like, top-notch important. I mean, like I said, when we do our stuff together, like, that's 100%, like, what we're entirely working on. Because, like, we do a lot of two-prov, just, like, practice at the house.
Where have y'all ever done like? Because I know I was told the Port Grill does an improv show every now and then, or
Yeah.
they did. They did. Excuse me. They did one every now. Did y'all do that together?
This
Yeah, we
time
did.
last year,
Yeah, this time
like
last year.
October of last year.
Was there any other places? How did that go? I mean,
That went really well.
was that the only place that did it?
Yeah, for the moment, that was the only place that did it at that time.
Yeah, that was Matt Latz, and he was periodically doing shows at Port Grill, kind of based off of Whose Line games, which are, I guess you would call that short form, whereas places like Upright Citizens Brigade, Groundling, Second City teach a long form format. But, so, you know, there are some kind of short form games that help get or good icebreakers, and then for that format, it was a really good time, and I guess that's how David and I are like reconnected. So like I'm grateful to Matt, for putting that together. So
Yeah, I had never been told. I'd never seen any kind of ad or anything for it, so I never went to any of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I never knew.
Man,
that
there's
they
so
were
many.
doing 'em.
There's so many really cool I think we've talked about this before. There's so many cool performances and really talented people that just fly so under the radar here. That like don't have a whole lot of experience like advertising themselves or marketing themselves or getting the word out very well. So like so many of these really great shows just end up just like flying completely under the radar.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you do?
well
Rent a megaphone.
Yeah, like the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Tonight only, $5.
Well, yeah, I mean it takes a lot of work to keep this community, like, be it art, whatever you define as an artist, or like, obviously David's one of those people that has kind of preserved, I guess, this network of people that get in front of a mic at these venues, because if you've put yourself out there, it's really, it's really exhilarating, but it can also be really devastating. And if you truly don't have a friend, if you truly don't know if anyone has your back, like, you can't have a community with no trust or with no support.
Right.
And, David's one of those people who has,
Oh,
you know,
sorry, I almost had to fly.
yeah.
I'm listening to you.
So, but, it's kind of like, how can you be an artist and a performer and have a healthy ego and promote yourself and be a force to get things done, but
still maintain that humility that kind of like gives you that self-actualization to be a good writer, to like really like focus on your craft a lot, because like they're two different skill sets and they really require like two different personalities.
Yeah.
Like, because being a really good like writer and performer really takes like a certain level of humility, whereas being a very good promoter is like, I have the biggest dick that has ever been big dicked
you need to come see
ever,
it. Yeah.
and you've got
you
to
need
come
pay
see
to
it.
come see
Yeah,
it.
and it's holding up the whole circus tent, and
Yeah, I've never. I now that we're talking about it again, we've had conversations about that in the past, and I know I'm not any good at promoting myself. I share it on Facebook and go about my life. You know what I mean? And that's not enough.
Yeah.
And that's why why we only have 99 subscribers.
Yeah.
I mean, that or the show sucks, but
it's one or the other.
it's one or the
It
other.
could
might
be
a
both.
combination of both.
there's
Could be
a lot of competition. There's Animal Crossing. There's,
There's animal porn,
Yeah.
so, and that's,
Yeah.
you can't
There's
beat-
Animal Crossing porn.
Well, you can't beat, what's that guy that got fucked by the horse? Have you ever seen that?
No, and
Man.
not on my
Whoa.
list.
He's
Whoa.
very, he
whoa.
doesn't get weirded out by hardly anything, but bestiality, the few times that it has come
Yeah.
up,
It's,
I don't know how that
It's
reflects
hard-
on me
it's-
that it's even come up at all, but when it's come up, he really is very disturbed by that
Yeah.
idea.
Because it's like those
Honey,
poor...
get that dog out of here.
Because it's
now.
like those poor animals, man.
Well, this animal didn't have anything done to him. He just shoved his dick so far up a guy it killed him. His name was like Mr. Happy or something like that. Anyway.
See, but that's the thing.
it's
that
fucked
horse
up.
didn't want to do that. There's
I looked
no
like,
way.
man, I'm going to tell you right now, it looked like that horse wanted to do that. That horse's dick was rock hard, about as long as that mic stand stuck all the way out. It's
You know, at the
it's a
risk
hard
of-
video to watch
this
because the
is
whole
our-
thing goes in this guy.
This is our
All
first
of it.
date, and I don't really want to comment on this because the fact that, I mean, I'm afraid. I don't know what this says. I don't know what this says that I've really thought this.
It says that you are just rational. Is all it says to me.
But okay, yeah. So can we pivot somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pivot.
oh,
We're going to pivot somewhere
so-
else.
not to women giving dogs blowjobs, nothing like
No,
that.
nothing
Okay.
like that. That's still...
You know, hey,
that's still in the same pool.
yeah,
It's just in a
you're right.
shallower end of it.
I'm sorry. You're right. You know, one of the episodes that we do need to do, and I have it all now, is
What?
critique the shit out of my stand-up because I've got all of the performances that I've been able to get on video.
Wow.
I've got my very first one, and I listened to it, and it wasn't that bad.
Oh, man, I have my first set written down, and
I have it on video, man.
Nah, I had it written down, and I can remember every single word, phrase, gesture, and like everybody that was sitting in the audience in my first stand-up set. I can remember every single bit of it.
Oh,
But
you're good. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about that.
Okay.
yeah,
you're good.
and I can tell you right now, there wasn't a whole lot of great gems in there.
I was more happy with what I watched than I didn't remember any of it. And
Yeah.
what I watched, I was very pleased with my first time.
Mhm.
I was very pleased with it. So, but yeah, we need to do that because I'm sure we can punch up jokes, and we can laugh at me like a motherfucker, man. That'll be great. I'd love to do that. So, but yeah, I got that one from Tony, and I watched it, man. And I was like, man, that was a lot better than I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be.
No,
Because I was anticipating it to be a lot shorter. It was
Yeah.
actually like 6 minutes.
yeah.
I went kind of long.
It's pretty
Wasn't bad.
It's
Wasn't
pretty impressive, and it's pretty amazing sometimes. Like every now and again, like when somebody takes a really good shine to it, like your first set is often sometimes it can just catch fire. You know?
That was fun, man, and I know I can't wait to get back on stage. And I need to take Tim up on his offer, and we need to start doing something down
Yeah.
there.
Oh man, I was actually just talking to a friend of mine. He said like we need to just get with the times, like go all the way back and follow history. We need to just start opening up speakeasies again.
For comedy,
Yeah.
comedy speakeasies.
Yeah, comedy speakeasies.
Come on in and we'll
Instead
make
of
you laugh.
prohibition, it's COVID, just like COVID speakeasies.
What's the difference between two dicks and a joke? I don't get choked up on two dicks. Wait a minute. Or what is it? I get choked up telling jokes?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's actually I can take a joke.
Yeah.
Or I can't take a joke. I don't
Yeah.
remember what it was. I heard it the other day. It made me laugh. All right, y'all want to see some videos?
Well,
about-
you definitely heard that joke 14 different ways.
No, I
one
heard
of
it
them's
one
gotta be
way.
good.
The reason why I can't remember is I heard it one way, and then me and a friend of mine spent 30 minutes telling it different ways.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why it's all mixed up together with
a little
how,
bit of a jumble, a little
yeah,
jingle
of how
jumble.
of how we try to doctor it up. So,
Mhm.
all right, I stumbled across this the other day where scientists have made microscopic robots, and this shit right here
It looks like a shopping cart.
is crazy.
It kind of looks like it's humping the ground.
It's just moving, man, moving its little robot legs around. So I just thought that was insane that, you know, I'm definitely not getting whatever COVID vaccine they're making now, God damn it. Ain't no way.
I know COVID was invented by Jeff Bezos to make sure everybody stayed inside.
I thought Bill Gates made it
No,
to make sure everybody like downloaded Windows 7 or something.
Windows 7. How
Yeah.
old are you?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's to make you go crazy. So you download the most obsolete, ridiculous version of Windows there ever was, next to NT.
I don't know. XP was pretty bad.
I remember
Man.
3.1.
Look at that.
So what is this? What is the function of? Is it?
I don't
What
know.
is it doing? Like,
I don't remember if they talk about it, but it's like I would assume that it's to like target cancer cells, maybe, or to. I really don't know.
well, I think this is a prototype.
Yeah, clearly, but I mean, obviously they would be used for things like that.
Yeah.
Rebuild, whatever. But it's interesting
Yeah, rebuild
that
certain
they're,
cells.
that they're able
and-
to make that shit, and they're doing something with it. That's insane that somebody made that on that level.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck did you do that?
What you do is you have a basically like a small, almost like 3D printer setup, but that can actually make,
A
kind of.
microscopic 3D printer?
Well, no, yeah, you make another 3D printer that's smaller than another, and then you run a mathematical mathematical origins, kind of math to make sure that it produces enough to where it can produce that then.
So, how much do y'all like animals?
Love it. We love animals.
Love animals. I love animals too. Well, what could go wrong if you take your dog snowboarding, you ask? I mean, it looks like that dog's having a good time trampling through the snow.
And he's having a good time.
Wait a second. This is where it gets fucked up.
oh my god, that is.
Oh my god, I don't... You better tell me that dog's okay right
I
now.
mean, I'm assuming the dog is fine.
You better tell me
I'm
that...
assuming the dog is fine.
You better tell me that dog
You can't tell me.
is is so fucking good
the
right
dog
now.
is fine. He walked it
I
off.
can't even enjoy this pepperoni dance
Fuck
right
that
now.
pepperoni dance, man. I saw that and I was like, oh my god. What in the fuck am I watching? Holy shit. Man, the dog walked it off. I promise.
Yeah,
I promise.
if any dog could have walked it off, that dog could have walked it off.
Oh, Jesus. Don't hate me for that one. Because I know it's dogs. That was controversial, but hey, man, you can't tell me that's not the craziest thing you've ever seen.
Like, that's a
is
dog that
end
went
over
for it.
end. What the fuck happened?
And that's the thing. That dog, like, here's why I'm pretty sure that dog is fine. Because I'm pretty sure that dog had the ability to stop.
Yeah, he died. Yeah,
Because, like, even in midair, animals can, like, move their bodies. Like, you see squirrels do it all the time.
I'm sorry.
Since you and I are getting acquainted, I was just curious. You seem to have a little penchant for the conspiracy, and I was just
I love
wondering,
conspiracies.
at the risk of getting like political, I was wondering, what are some of your other? Are you into the Anunnaki or anything
Oh,
like
I love them
that?
all. I mean, I
Okay.
love Flat Earth. I love Planet X. I love Q. They're fucking. What is the chemtrails?
Illuminati.
The Illuminati. I mean, I love that movie, The Skulls. I mean, dude, I love conspiracies because they're just juicy and delicious. I mean, it's like a.
It's like
joy.
It's like high school gossip, but on a global scale.
Yeah. Now I don't believe in very many of them. If they became true, if you found out they were true, would not be surprised whatsoever.
Because well, at the risk of talking about ancient aliens, which
Let's do it.
I
Fucking
haven't been
go.
through that in a
Yeah.
while, but but the Neil deGrasse Tyson was on The View, and one of those broads, I can't remember names escaping me, but she was asking
I
like,
think you
hey,
nailed the name.
she was asking, and don't think less of me because I was watching The View, okay?
I know.
But anyhow,
I watch internet clips too.
she was asking Neil deGrasse Tyson, the military revealed this video and they don't know what's earlier this year, and they flat out said they don't know what these things are.
And that's the Tic Tac.
Yeah, and Neil
video,
deGrasse Tyson was like, that looks like a Tic Tac, and that was the first time I heard, but
Yeah.
he compared it to that too, and so I was just curious if you had read up on any of that. Or
I mean, I've seen the video, and I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And I know that it doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before, other than a Tic Tac. You know what I mean? So that would definitely lead me to believe that it could be something alien, because that's been my beef with with a lot of like alien conspiracies, is people always describe it as something that they've seen before. And to me, if this is something from a completely different place that has completely different rules potentially than we do, and completely different ideas, whatever the case may be, it's not going to look like anything we've ever seen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Their vehicle is not going to look like our vehicle. It's only going to be able to be it's only going to be a vehicle because it does what a vehicle does by our definition. You know, but it's not going to look like a Ford Taurus. It's not going to look like a stealth bomber. It's going to look like a fucking Tic Tac. You know, something, a fucking piece of candy. You know, something that's completely irrelevant and that goddamn big, but it was fucking beep, 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 and yow, you know.
Or it's not even going to have a singular form. It's going to be more of a liquid state they can mold into whatever.
But definitely something that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
You should not be able to describe what you saw. If
There's
it's
no
alien.
reference point.
Yeah, because you would have no reference point, and that's my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just like that night I saw those things. They had to be satellites because, I mean, what else could they be? That's what they looked like. And I've seen satellites in the sky before, and I saw a while back. I saw 14, 15, 16 dots that look like satellites, all evenly spaced, all going the same speed, all hauling ass in one direction. And it was like a line of satellites, and that's the only thing I can assume that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it was a Google Earth scan, probably.
Yeah, there's no telling. Oh man, I forgot the fucking space station that flew over earlier.
Yeah.
Well, it's cloudy anyway. So
Yeah.
we couldn't see.
Oh, yeah, it's raining outside.
Yeah, I forgot.
But
that's why I didn't look, I guess.
But so here's what I think. I think that because everybody keeps calling it a Tic Tac, I think that Tic Tac just got finally pissed off at the Oscar Wienermobile. They finally got pissed off enough that they're like, we'll show them. Yeah, we'll build a plane. We'll build a plane that looks like a Tic Tac. And everybody's like, what about the wings? And they're like, we'll build it without wings. And they're like, how the fuck are you going to do that? They're like, we'll do it. We
Trust
make
us.
Tic
We make
Tacs.
Tic Tacs. We know what
We've
we're
been
doing.
America's favorite breath mint since never, so we'll be fine. And that's what them being mentioned
Nobody eats
on
them. They just
Seinfeld.
rattle them in their pocket.
Yeah, that's what them being
You
mentioned.
throw them
on
away
Seinfeld.
when your grandparents pass away.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that happens. Butterscotch candies,
Yeah.
keys. Ugh, Jesus. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Who likes Tic Tacs? Aliens like
Aliens.
Tic Tacs, clearly.
That's what they're coming here for.
So, what about you? Are you a flat earther? Tell me you believe in hollow earth theory, maybe giants.
I'm super.
Dinosaurs aren't real.
Like my only real visual of weird stuff in the sky was at the what used to be called, maybe it's called Hillberry now, but there's a festival in Arkansas. You know, really pristine nature. It happens every fall, and like, you know, I mean, being on, it's not really a secret or whatever, but I'm a proponent for psilocybin, for experiencing psilocybin, and so that's the only time where I've really seen just, you know, like a burst of light that would kind of fade out. And my boyfriend at the time, he and I were watching all this, and you know, there were basically kind of similar to what you described, but they would sort of move in conjunction with lights that would sort of move in conjunction with one another and then fade out, or, you know, just a ton of different, and, you know, I truly don't think that was a hallucination. I think that just like other species see different wavelengths, if you ingest something that changes your perception, it's possible to see something that wouldn't be visible, you know.
Yeah, there was a guy on Rogan that was talking about that, where people often say they see like leopards and stuff like that, and like big cats are known for eating a particular, I can't remember what it was, a plant, and you can find YouTube videos of big cats fucking tripping balls and like, you know, looking around all crazy and shit, and they say that's why, they see leopards is because whenever you take your trip, this leopard on the other side of the world is
Wow.
taking his trip, and y'all bump into each other because
Very
y'all are
cool.
actually on the same plane.
Yeah.
And it's whenever I heard that, when I tripped acid the first time, and when I tripped acid, when it started to hit me and I could feel it, I looked up. My dad was standing behind my buddy who was sitting in a recliner. My dad wasn't there, but my dad was standing behind my buddy, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm glad you finally made it," and then just turned around and walked off. And it was like I never made sense to that any way, shape, or form until I heard this, that maybe my dad in his trippy form was still in whatever that world was, and I just bumped into him when I was in it.
Was he alive at the time?
Yeah, he's alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's alive now.
He was
but
just
he was
in-
just in my trip. He just showed up and was like, "Hey, buddy, glad you finally, like, glad you finally made it to this side of the,
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yeah.
all
realm."
about synchronizing brain waves. 'Cause
Yeah.
like I said, your brain does produce several different cognitive waves and formats of delta, beta, and so like the idea that like two people that share the same substance their brains can reach a similar resonance is not outside of the realm of possibility at all. It actually makes the most sense.
Yeah, we don't know how any of that shit works. So
Yeah.
anything makes sense when you think
Well,
about it.
like I said, during the first psilocybin researches, they did like some brainwave research, and they found that like a lot of what they were able to reach was kind of outside, but they were kind of still like pretty synchronized in a lot of things.
Well, have you ever? They did a study in Australia where they showed people in Australia on closed circuit television, just Australia only. They showed people this image on like the news or whatever, and it was like, how many faces can you pick out of this picture? And the people in Australia that actually did it, the majority of people could only find 3. Well, then they let's see, how did they do it? They showed the people like, hey, here's all 10 of them. And then they did the exact same test like in the UK, in just the UK, and everybody got all of them. Like, so what their theory is, and I should have started that with that they saw it with monkeys. What their theory is that they had found these monkeys and given these monkeys these like coconuts or something to get into. And they had a really hard time getting into them. Well, then they showed them how to use tools. And when they showed them how to use tools, it made it a lot easier for them to get into it. Then, on the other side of the world, they introduced another group of monkeys, this same fruit, and they immediately grab tools and bust it open and get into it. And what their theory is that we are a network that somehow does function with waves and electricity that we don't even comprehend yet. And because this study was introduced in Australia and it was first introduced there and nobody else had seen it, once Australia had actually been given the answer, those brain waves have been transferred around the earth, and now people unknowingly, they can now see all 10 faces because it was shown to somebody else.
Yeah, that's modern medicine still is very clueless about consciousness, and consciousness, like I firmly believe, is what you would call non-local. It doesn't exist any one place. It doesn't exist solely in the brain. It's limitless, and I mean, just our limitations with medicine, it's pretty obvious that, I mean, I just look at all of us as like instruments that like modern medicine really has no clue how to tune because
Because the placebo effect works,
But does it on consciousness? And then I like the idea of like consciousness being expanded too, because if you think about it, since it is waves, a lot like radio waves, because radio waves aren't stopped by anything. They just go out into the universe infinitely. And so consciousness would kind of work the same way, where it would just, once a thought is had, it would just bloop.
That's why I firmly believe he and I were doing improv in my living room fairly often. And I remember telling him one night, if we set the intention and we are optimistic about opportunities or, like meeting cool people, like I firmly believe that we can possibly have some cool opportunity, and sure enough, like a few weeks later, we got the opportunity to be in a film, and it goes back to that it's maybe Picasso or somebody said, inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. You know, like you have to set. It's like.
Okay. I've never heard that. I
yeah,
like that.
it's like once you set that intention, like setting the intention is is everything. It's just, but it's just anyway, what my friend of mine who talked about intention a lot was the one he talked to me about the Anunnaki for the first time.
Oh, man.
So
Yes.
he had all these ideas about the human energy system.
They're coming back. I mean, that 3,500 year cycle's coming back around, baby. They're on the backside of the sun. It's coming. You can see it. I'll show it to you later. No, we'll point it out.
All right, I'm down with it. I'm here for it.
Meet your forefathers. Did you know there's an asteroid coming the day before the election too, right?
There's always an asteroid coming.
It's how big did they say it was? Like 800 and something feet across.
Yeah, there's
Good Lord.
November 2nd, baby.
there's never not an asteroid coming.
Did you know, like 3 weeks ago, one came like within 1,300 miles of us? Something stupid.
Only 1,300 miles.
Yeah, from here to California, an asteroid the size of a Volkswagen passed the Earth.
1,300 miles. My God, that's practically nose distance.
And when you think about how far away everything else is, it is nose distance. And the best
If we're
part
talking
about
about
it,
the area of space.
the best part, well, that's where we're talking, buddy. The best part about it is nobody knew it was there until it passed us.
Yeah.
And that's what the big deal is. It's like, whoa, where'd that come from?
Yeah, that's
I
because
thought we were looking at the sky.
That's because it was the size of a Volkswagen.
Well, they find all the other ones. They think.
No, Space Guard, or the system that is used to detect asteroids that come to Earth,
It's not doing a good job.
no, it has a specific size ratio.
They did drop that shit down.
It has
Because
to.
the one that hit over Russia a few years ago was a size of, I think they said it was like, how did they describe it? Like not a medicine ball, a yoga ball, like
Yeah.
3 feet in diameter. And it exploded in the air and fucked shit up for miles.
Well, that was different. That had
Because it actually happened?
no,
versus
because
passing by
the
1,300
core
miles?
of that asteroid was made of a material that was unknown and they didn't predict that it had a different core from what its outer shell was.
Well, they didn't know it was coming either.
Well, of course not. It was too small.
Yeah, so, but what if the one that they know that's coming, that's 800 something feet across, has that same core?
First of all,
and comes
they already,
dropping in here.
Since it's 800 feet across, they already know it's coming, and they're not going to let it get here.
Oh man, what are they gonna do
Change its trajectory.
with what?
A
Laser
nuke.
beams, a nuke? Man, this ain't. You thinking too Hollywood, buddy?
No, they have specially made.
You
nukes.
fucking you fucking nuclear fucking missile shield. You're on the fucking payroll, ain't you? I'm sorry, I took it too far.
They have special nukes that they make to change trajectories of, like that's why they detect them when they're like about.
Have they ever shot one and tried it?
Yes.
And it obviously worked, I guess.
Yeah, it changed
And
it.
hit us.
It changed the trajectory of it was about 1,000. It was about 1,000 feet across, and it changed the trajectory by about 0.2%.
I don't know, man. It sounds fishy. You look bored out of your mind us talking about this shit.
I'm just, whenever I don't really know what two men are talking about.
Neither do these
there's-
two men. We don't know
okay.
what we're talking about either.
Well,
this is
anyway.
total horseshit.
No.
So y'all were talking about a movie. Am I ever going to get to see this movie?
You will get to see this movie whenever this movie is finished through editing, which could be any time between tomorrow and the heat death of the universe. So,
Gotcha.
We have no creative control over
Yeah,
this. So
we at first it sounded really cool to us. Be like, oh man, that's great. We'll show up, we'll act in it. Then we won't have to do anything. It'll be fantastic. And now we're just sitting there, be like, well, man, now it just seems like we would do things 1,000.
well, it's kind of.
We would do
it's-
things a lot differently.
Well, it's not. You don't. I mean, it's not always clear when you're on the other end. Usually,
Yeah.
I'm the one hustling people to kind of put something together, and I'm rarely recruited to act in something or I mean, I'm basically very rarely given a situation where, hey, here's the script, can you read for this part, be this part. And so the programmer for Silicon Valley Festival,
Which we did get in
right, well, I
With
met
this
her
movie?
with this movie.
well, I
Nice.
met her last year, and then she because my film from last year went to her festival last December. And the great thing about film festivals was you used to be able to meet people, get work on projects. Kind of a bummer, kind of miss out on that this year, but she, for various reasons, she and a top 20 director, Matthew Ramsauer, who did Stiff Arm last year, they randomly had a short, and it was a last minute shooting, like August 8th and 9th. Turn-in was the 11th.
Yeah.
So they had to compress editing, post-production sound, who knows if they had any colorist or visual effects work, into like 48 hours. But I guess it was a little bit of a gamble because the thought what maybe was, oh, it's COVID, nobody's going to submit anything this year, or so basically we didn't get into the top 20, but Christina programs for Silicon Valley Festival, and it's going to go there December 11th and 12th, which I don't know what day it'll screen, but that's online this year. So
Yeah.
Well, so would I be able to watch it
Yeah,
online?
you'd be able to watch it
okay,
online.
Fuck yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. And like I said,
We'll have a party.
oh yeah, we should have a
we
viewing
should
party.
just do it.
Hold on.
Yeah,
No,
we
yeah,
should do it
I'll,
here.
yeah, I'll be in town. Yeah.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
like I said, we could have a little viewing party. And no matter what, it was a really good project. I like that we got to work on it together. And it was a really fun, it was a lighthearted, fun project to work on.
Aww.
It was really special because it was just random. I guess whoever was in line to play David's part, because we're in this crazy time, like that person had bailed, and so
I think I was third choice, but I was available.
well,
I was the first choice that was available, third choice overall. And I'll take it.
Yeah, David answers his phone. Yes, I'll do it. Hello?
we both got paid, which I don't mean to be crass,
Sweet.
but I don't mean to be crass, but when you majored in something and you can't count on, you don't need three hands to pay, to say how many times you've been paid to do what you majored in. So I'm just like, great. That's, and like, I don't mean to be crass, but I appreciate people that, pay artists around here.
Yeah.
Ryan Hope always, reimbursed us for doing improv at
Yeah.
Pork Grill, and
It's rare, but it shouldn't be rare, but man, is it so just like, you're just like that gem in the night. You're that catching that good light.
Well, see, I've heard a lot. I've heard, the stories of people that do and don't, but I know me, the way I managed my expectations was anytime I've ever done a show, I'm so new to it, I'm not expecting to get paid whatsoever. And if I do get paid or it's brought up beforehand, fuck yeah. But there's no way you'd call me and be like, hey, will you do this show? And then I'm supposed to name you a price. Because I don't know what to fucking tell you I'm worth. I don't know. What are you paying everybody else?
It depends.
I don't fucking
For
know.
stand-up, I'd say you're worth a solid $75.
Boom! For my little, how long?
For 20 to 25. Yeah.
I'll take it.
For sex,
I've taken it.
For sex, I'm gonna say
Now, are we talking 20 to 25 minutes of sex? Because that's going to be like a week.
that's gonna be $4.37.
Yeah, well, but you're going to have to be here for a week if you want
Yeah.
that many minutes. Like,
Yeah.
and it'll have to be, you have to just time it. And then, all right, that was 37.
For wiring, $1,500 an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I can definitely
for,
do that.
For wiring, that's where it's at.
For wiring, I actually used to get paid $85.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it was after 5 or before 8. And it was double time.
Double time.
All right, so let's see. I think I want to continue with the animal cruelty here. So,
All right.
oh no, this is animal on animal abuse. So,
okay, so probably one of these animals had it coming. Then I am hoping.
I don't think one of these animals had it coming. I think it's just a, You know how people clear out pigs and stuff on property?
Yeah.
I think this is what it is, but the method that is used. Let's catch a deer with an eagle.
What?
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that eagle
no.
gets that deer.
Uh-huh. You say that, and
What?
then that deer is wrapped up and done, son.
What?
No way.
Is that just like
No
a
way.
small ass deer?
No, it's a deer, motherfucker. And that's a big-ass bird. So I don't know what eagle this is. I want to say it's like the American eagle is a gigantic bird.
Yeah, I know the American eagle is a gigantic bird, but it's not like that. That still can't be.
So,
because it's not take down a deer huge.
well, I don't know how big the American eagle is, full disclosure, but long time ago, I was looking at pictures off of a guy's trail cam, and he had pictures that showed a mountain lion walking along this trail cam, and then the claws of a bird, like, crushing the back of this fucking cat, and the cat being like, what the fuck, and then the tail and the feet of the cat at the top of the frame. Those were the 3 pictures that he got from it. I don't know what kind of fucking bird it was that got this damn thing or how he got these photographs. They damn sure didn't look doctored, but they did look crazy as fuck.
See, that's not an eagle. That's some kind of mythical bird creature
Well.
that exists next to Sasquatch.
Have you ever seen footage of a mockingbird dive bombing
Yeah.
a
dude.
cat, and they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, you know, like that's kind of.
So we used to have this cat. So we had these 3 cats. They were brothers, right? And it was Frank, Sylvester, and Spot. And these fucking cats were insane. They used to go up to Monjuni's and eat out of the dumpster. We lived on Prospect and Line Avenue. So they would go, 14 blocks up to Monjuni's and eat out of the dumpster. My wife used to see them all the time. She used to work at Monjuni's. So I was sitting in the backyard one day, and Frank, this big old fat gray cat, I can hear these birds, these baby birds, chirping like crazy, man. And I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on? I'm looking and I see Frank, like, walking down the fence line, going over towards this bird nest, and he just starts knocking the baby birds out of the nest. You know, he's not killing them, he's just knocking them out of the nest. Well, then he drops down and he starts killing them. And this fucking mama bird is freaking out. And she keeps bombing him, trying to, hit him and get him to leave the babies alone. And he's not paying attention to her whatsoever. And then finally she comes swooping down one more time, and it was the most gangster thing I've ever seen an animal do. He was messing with this baby, and he looked up, and she come bombing down. He put his paw up and caught her and put her down, kind of looked around, bit her, and then went back to fucking with the babies.
Oh my! Holy crap! That is
Fucking
graphic.
Murderer.
That is so
This
graphic,
cat
man.
was insane. He would leave shit at your doorstep constantly. We found a hawk at the doorstep. I thought somebody shot it with a BB gun. Cat fucked him up, left him there for you. Here you go, bro. That's
Yeah,
for you.
that cat
As a matter of
belongs in
fact,
One
if
Flew
you
Over
look,
the Cuckoo's Nest.
you see that Hard Rock
Jesus.
Cafe cup right up there? If you look inside of that Hard Rock Cafe cup, there's a hawk talon from where that cat ate or killed a hawk. That's the talon from it. I shit you not. It's right there in that cup. So, all right. Here's why you don't talk shit driving down the interstate, ladies and gentlemen. Because you could easily end up like this asshole. Hey, fuck you, pal. No, fuck you. Boom. Man, that poor innocent little yellow motherfucking car had nothing to do
Yeah,
with that
just sitting
argument.
there, just.
And now they're getting,
It's
neck
one of those
braces.
smart cars too.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be environmentally conscious.
So those
do the
people
right
are
thing.
dead. I love stupid people. Well, man, we're at 44 minutes. I got one more. You want to watch?
Yeah,
somebody?
let's watch one more video and see where it goes.
All right. So this one's not too bad. This one's just.
It looks like the spot where they film a lot of commercials.
Well, a criminal
over
is running out. He notices that he's on camera, and he tried to do something. Actually, I thought it was a different one. I thought it was one where the guy got tased. I didn't realize it was this one.
He
But
was
yeah,
like, I can make it.
God damn, that cop fucked that dude up. All right, yeah, I thought it was the one where the cops were tasing the guy.
Nah.
But the guy comes running out of the house just like that.
Mhm.
And when he comes around the corner, he notices that somebody's recording.
Yeah.
And he like does a little dance, and when he does
Yeah.
a little dance, the cop's close enough to tase him, and he gets fucking lit up. So, videos for the
Well,
day.
that's the thing, isn't it? We just got to make sure everybody's being recorded. And thanks to TikTok, you can stop any attacker by just throwing a TikTok dance challenge at them.
So they banned TikTok,
They
and
did
then
ban TikTok.
there was an agreement. Somebody's buying them, so they're not going to ban TikTok, or it's going to come back online.
Well, do we want to let this information out before we have stock in it? What was that one app you were telling me about, like Bloomer?
There's
Who?
this thing called Bigo, B-I-G-O, or I'm not even sure if I'm saying that correctly, but someone was trying to interview me using that app, and it was like within 30 minutes of me creating a profile, there were like 3 people who were offering to be my sugar daddy on the.
Is it publicly traded?
I'm not sure, but it has a similar function as TikTok. It's just not timed. It's not like
What's the name of it again?
BIGO. It's got a little dinosaur on the. But yeah, these folks in Toronto were trying to interview me, and I said, "Hey, is there another way you can interview me? Because this is a really like trashy, outlet for like because it's like really wacky how you log in there, and then it's like these people just randomly with all these weird emojis, and like it reminded me of TikTok, but it's like. Anyway, I don't know.
Like
Check it out.
Like
Check it
a
out.
longer, skankier version of TikTok.
Yeah, and it's just like
Skankier.
And the
Yeah.
fact that it is skankier, that's why I feel like we do need at least some stock in it. Americans love skanky shit.
Yes, they do. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that has been this episode of my podcast, His Man Cave. Stay tuned for some shorts. They're coming very soon. I'm almost done with the first one, and then I'll have the second one done by the end of the week. And I got to finish my drawings, my illustrations.
Yes.
Did I show you those? I think I showed you those.
You showed me those, but
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
have to show her
them to
those
yeah.
after.
All right, so, but that's it. Y'all got anything y'all want to tell the people where they can find you, where they can see you?
Like I said, we really don't have too much coming up right
I
now.
mean, essential oils, man. Get
Yeah.
you some essential oils.
Now, do you
like-
hold on, man? Do you like put those oils in like a vape, man, and like smoke them?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, namaste, and like make sure you like really, like cleanse, and because the world's a
fucked up. place.
anyway. But we can only cleanse if we cleanse our own hearts, and it's for $29.95. There is a Hawaiian healing practice that I'm certified. It's called Ho'oponopono, and I just want to let you know about it.
Me personally, like, is
No,
that $29.99 plus
I
tax,
really-
or is that
I
tax
just-
included?
I mean, I don't have a actual function or MBA. I need an MBA. Maybe
yeah.
I would have a. Maybe I would be successful if I had it.
You're a
I don't
close
know.
friend. We'll cut it down to 19 for you.
Well,
19.95.
yeah, 19.95,
and that includes tax.
That includes tax.
That's
We don't pay
beautiful.
tax
Yeah.
because it's Hawaii.
Well, I expect
So-
my
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
will give you a $20 bill cash, so you don't have to report it.
I
But
got
will-
I got a nickel with your name on
And
it.
just
Beautiful.
make sure you add the black pepper to the turmeric.
The turmeric and the black pepper. That's the key.
Yeah.
Got to have them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
Yeah.
for tuning in. Of course, like, comment, and
Beautiful.
subscribe. Have good thoughts before you go to bed. Always treat each other with kindness and share as much love as you can get. Be small.